one of my biggest beefs with Sony cameras is the stabilization of the camera. Like, there is a myriad of reasons that people don't like Sony cameras. The colors, the codecs, they hold back on this, they hold back on that, all this and that. That might all be true. I mean, every camera company does that to a certain extent. But to me, the biggest drawback of Sony cameras has got to be the stabilization. Because when I go on trips and places and things, do things, and you know, I want to have a one camera solution. One camera. Like, I know the popular thing, I know the most convenient thing and probably the best thing to do is to take like an Osmo Pocket 3 or an action camera or something like that with you to film video on when you want it to be extra stable. And then take another camera for photos as well. I don't like doing that. I like to carry just one camera. And the stabilization of the Sony camera has made that difficult in the past. But at least they acknowledged it. I think that they have known that for a while now, and they're trying to correct that situation. I mean, with most Sony cameras these days, you have active stabilization built in the camera, which is electronic image stabilization. It's okay, you know, it does okay. But it kind of gives you that digital wonky kind of look. And all the recent cameras, they seem to have adapted the dynamic active stabilization, which is just kind of a stronger version of active stabilization. And to me, it looks pretty good when you're out using it in the field. And that's what we're out doing today, messing around with 11mm on the A7CR and APS-C mode and active stabilization. I want to see what that looks like when I'm walking around here. That seems to be okay for in-camera stabilization. They also do another thing, which is awesome. Let you take your footage and put it in a Catalyst browse and stabilize it through software. And that is really the best solution. If you don't mind a little bit higher shutter speed, that is the best solution for stabilized footage. However, it's an extra step. It does take a little bit to do. It's kind of a pain if you don't like doing that extra step. But in my opinion, it's the best way to do it. So up until this point, what you've seen is dynamic active stabilization. But on the way out of here, I'm going to change my settings on my camera a little bit. I'm going to take off the dynamic active stabilization, use no stabilization at all except for the objects in the camera. Up my shutter speed a little bit, run it through Catalyst browse and see what it looks like. And we're just going to go that way. But you know, the only thing that has me interested in the Panasonic cameras, it's not the codecs, it's not all the video specs, it's not all this and that that everybody seems to really talk about with the Panasonic cameras. It boils down to stabilization and stabilization alone. Can I take one camera with me and that's it? But that's all I really want, you know? A camera that will take good photos, will take good videos, is fairly compact, and when I'm taking the videos, it's just not, the stabilization is just not going crazy. Past Sony cameras, there's no possible way, but they have improved it, and we're just out testing it today. So on the way out here, again, I want to do Catalyst browse. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Thanks for watching, and we will see you on the next one. Dude, look at that mess. Don't think it didn't come a flood through here. I mean, the water's all the way up to this bridge. That's how high the water got. It must have got log jammed right here for sure. Wow. What a mess. I wonder if they'll have anybody come clear this out. That would be a heck of a chore.